All right, here we go with the last part, elasticity. So I know elasticity is difficult. So here is my number one trick. It's how I remember everything else, okay? I just remember that inelastic is a vertical line. And if I can remember that one thing, I can make conclusions about everything else, okay? So when we're judging elasticity, we're always moving from one point to the next. So if I have these 2 points, and let's say I'm moving from the top point to the bottom point, and my paper is just sliding all over the place. Okay. If I know how to find total revenue, which you do, because we talked about it last class, remember, it's just price times quantity, I can figure out if this line is elastic or inelastic. So I'm telling you that we are going from top point to bottom point, which means that we are decreasing the price. Okay, so if I'm going from this point, this entire box right here is my starting total revenue. If I move down to this bottom point, only this is my total revenue. To me, that is really obvious what's happening to total revenue. It is decreasing. Boom. That's all you need to know. If you know just that, you can make conclusions about everything else. Like this. Watch. If inelastic says that price goes down, total revenue goes down, then something that is elastic says price goes down and total revenue must go up. Look at that. See? You're super smart already. Okay? Let's see how it plays out with some numbers. So I'm just going to draw a line. I have no idea if it's elastic or inelastic right now. I'm going to give it 2 points, A and B. Okay. I'm going to label this over to the axis. And I'm going to be going from A to B again. So I know that my price is decreasing. From A to B, price is decreasing. Now, let's give it some numbers. Okay, let's say this is 10, that's 5. That is 3, and that's 4. Okay, so total revenue test. My total revenue at point A is right here, and that is 30. My total revenue at B is right here. That's 5 times 4, that's 20. So from going from A to B, my total revenue is going from 30 to 20. My total revenue is decreasing. So tell me, is this line inelastic or elastic? Correct answer, inelastic. Does it look inelastic? No, okay? The main point here is elasticity. It doesn't have to look one way or another. You have to actually do the math. Okay, another way they can bring it at you. Let's talk about the firm, particularly monopolies. They like to use it with monopolies, but it applies with all imperfect comp too. So last class we talked about this point right here. What is that point? That's the revenue maximizing point, which tells me that total revenue is at its highest point right there. So I could draw another graph that looks like that. And that corresponds with this one right here. Okay. If I were to go from one point to the next, let's say I'm going from here to here, what am I doing with my price? My price is again going down. Okay. Over here, what's happening to my total revenue? As price goes down, in this case, total revenue is going up. So in this section, price is going down, total revenue is going up. So that then must be elastic. On this side of the graph, price is still going down, okay? But total revenue is also going down now. So this is inelastic. So a question could just ask you at point A, at point C, at point whatever, and you just need to know the left side of MR, elastic, right side, inelastic. Do you need to memorize this? No, just remember your total revenue rule. Okay, the last part, the coefficients. Okay, if I were going to tell you to just guess on any part of this stuff, it'd be this one. All right, so coefficients is finding the percentage change in quantity over the percentage change in something every single time. Okay? If we are trying to find whether something is elastic or inelastic, we are looking for the percentage change in quantity over the percentage change in price. That's what we've been doing over here, but now it's just giving me numbers. When I do that calculation, I will find that elastic is always going to be greater than 1, and inelastic is always going to be less than 1. Okay. When we're doing this coefficient here, we are talking about absolute value. That is important to note. Okay, and there is that special middle that is unit elastic. Okay. All right, moving on. Last two. How do I figure out if goods are substitutes or complements? Or how do I figure out if goods are normal or inferior? All right, substitutes and complements. Okay, that is two goods. So it is very similar. You are going to find the percentage change in quantity over good A, so just one of the goods, whichever one, over the percentage change in price of good B, whatever's the other one. Okay, use one number from each good. It does not matter your order. When you do that, you're either going to get a positive or a negative number. Substitutes are positive, complements are negative. Last one, a normal good. Notice the top is the same. Again, you're going to take the quantity of one of the goods. For this bottom one, it is the percentage changed in income, because that's how we measure whether a good is normal or inferior. Okay, so you are going to, for a normal good, look for positive numbers. For an inferior good, you're going to look for negative numbers. All right, quick review. Hopefully you get it. We're going to give you a couple minutes. If you have any questions, write them down on the board so that you don't forget and I can answer them next week. And then you guys get to watch your music videos. You also have a packet you can be working on, so make sure that you are productive.